Hi, Relaxed Recaps here. Today I'm going to explain an American stoner comedy film called Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. Spoilers ahead, watch out, and take care. In an investment bank situated in New Jersey, two guys, Billy and JD, are talking about going out for the weekend to get laid. Billy, who is suffering over a breakup, claims he's unable to go out because he must work on a project that is due the next day. However, JD advises assigning the work to another guy named Harold because he's a nerdy Asian. The two then approach Harold and claim to have an important client meeting that night. They pressure him into doing all of the work by threatening to report him to the boss, and having no other option, Harold reluctantly takes on the extra work. Elsewhere, we see a guy named Kumar attending a medical school application interview. The dean is overjoyed to be enrolling his friend's son into the school. When the interview comes to a close, Kumar receives a call from Harold that informs him that due to extra work, he won't be able to hang out that night. Hearing this, Kumar becomes enraged and begins cursing Harold, arguing that working's never prevented him from getting high. This line of argument quickly changes Harold's mind, as well as the dean's. Although the dean was on the edge of accepting Kumar's application before, he is now outraged by his bad behavior and orders him to leave. Kumar also states that he doesn't want to be a doctor and is enrolling in medical school simply because his father will continue to pay for his rent. Meanwhile, after getting home from work, Harold finds the ideal parking space. But just then, an orange Ford Bronco pulls up and takes the spot. The group called Extreme Punks in the Bronco starts mocking his driving abilities. Harold dismisses the men and parks his car in another spot which is many blocks away. Later, he walks through the building. He sees his crush, Maria, waiting for the elevator. He then begins to imagine how he'll charm this girl and ask her out. But in reality, Harold becomes nervous and behaves very awkwardly. When the elevator finally stops, the two part ways, and looking at his awkward ass, Maria bids him goodbye. But Harold answers in a very low voice. After that, Harold finds Kumar in their apartment, already getting the party started. The two men settle down and start smoking some weed. After some time, they become incredibly hungry and decide to order takeout. They're discussing getting some KFC when a White Castle commercial plays on TV, and they get completely fixated on this new restaurant. The two men then decide to invite their neighbors, Goldstein and Rosenberg, to go to White Castle with them. But they seem super high and refuse to leave, claiming that they are satisfied with hot dogs. Harold brings his laptop with him so he can work while they're on their drive to White Castle. They eventually arrive at their destination, but to their surprise, the White Castle is no longer there. And then they ask the drive-thru worker what happened to the White Castle. He informs them that the Burger Shack purchased the location 4 years prior, but he tells the boys about another White Castle that's about 45 minutes away and is open 24 hours. Harold refuses to go because he is concerned about his work and Kumar's preparation for his med school interview the next day. Kumar, on the other hand, doesn't really care about any of this, and his only concern is to eat some burgers at White Castle. And after a small discussion, they make a pact that the night will only conclude with White Castle burgers in their stomachs. They're ready to smoke some more pot on the way, but Harold gets terrified of the cops and throws the weed out the window. Kumar becomes enraged with Harold and decides to take him to Princeton to see a girl named Cindy Kim, hoping that she'll give them some weed. Apparently, Cindy has a big crush on Harold, so he tries to avoid her, but Kumar takes him there anyway. Moments later, they arrive at Princeton, and Harold is stuck with Cindy, while Kumar searches the college for anyone who has weed. He ultimately comes upon a huge stoner named Bradley, who sells him a pound of pot for a few dollars. Just then, he also comes across a couple of twins who invite him to their room later. Kumar then finds Harold and they smoke a joint on the staircase. However, their delight is cut short when a Princeton guard discovers them and starts following them. The two then flee and enter the women's restroom in panic. Moments later, the twins also enter the restroom and begin playing a disgusting game called Battleshits. Sickened by this, Harold throws his weed in the toilet and flees from there, and Kumar also follows him. On the other hand, Bradley gets arrested by security after they discover him with a pound of marijuana. Back on the drive to White Castle, Kumar pulls over in the middle of nowhere to pee. While he's gone, a raccoon jumps into the car, and Harold, who is working on his laptop, doesn't notice. After urinating, Kumar gets back into the car and drives away. Moments later, the raccoon jumps into Harold's lap and bites him on the neck. Chaos ensues, and they almost collide with another car, and to their surprise, the drivers turn out to be their neighbors, Goldstein and Rosenberg. Harold is afraid that he has rabies, so they have to go to the nearest hospital for a checkup. After some tests, they discover that he's not infected. But before leaving, they come upon Kumar's father and brother, both of whom are doctors. The father confronts Kumar about his failed medical school interview and informs him that he has one more interview tomorrow, and if Kumar tries to do anything funny this time, he will cut him off. Kumar then expresses regret and apologizes by hugging his father and brother. However, it turns out that he was simply stealing their ID to gain access to the hospital's supply of medical marijuana. While looking for marijuana, Kumar is mistaken for his brother and assigned to perform emergency surgery on a man who has been shot. Harold then begins to panic, but Kumar acts swiftly and uses his medical knowledge to save the patient's life. Following that, Kumar asks the patient if he knows how to get to White Castle, and the man gives him directions. The duo then continue their journey, and on the way, they notice Maria leaving a movie theater. Kumar tries to convince Harold that now is the time to approach Maria and calls her out, but Harold becomes terrified and leans down while pushing the gas pedal. Due to this, Kumar loses control of the car and slides down a steep hill, resulting in a flat tire. When Harold looks for the spare tire, Kumar confesses that he and Goldstein threw it off a bridge when they were high. The two are now stranded on the road, but moments later, a tow truck arrives. It's driven by an ugly man named Freak Show, who is covered with boils and sores. He drives Harold and Kumar to his house and assures them that he will fix the car. Freak Show also insists that they go inside and sleep with his wife, Leanne. Hearing this, Harold and Kumar are shocked and think that his wife must be ugly like him. But to their surprise, Leanne turns out to be very beautiful. When Freak Show is fixing the tire outside, Leanne tries to seduce the two guys. But before they get too far, Freak Show enters and freaks out when he sees his wife half naked and the guys about to touch her breasts. But as he recalls permitting them to sleep with her, Freak Show begins to strip naked, saying that he wants to get in on some of that action as well. This terrifies Harold and Kumar, and they flee in the car that Freak Show has just repaired. Now, the two lose track of their route to White Castle. Just then, they come across a hitchhiker and then pick him up, hoping he knows how to get to White Castle. To their amazement, the hitchhiker turns out to be a famous actor named Neil Patrick Harris. Neil is also high and wants to go pick up several strippers and get laid. He knows nothing about White Castle and has no intention of helping them. After some time, the three arrive in front of a convenience store, hoping to receive directions. Kumar and Harold then enter the store and see that the extreme punks are tearing the store apart. However, they manage to get directions from the owner, but as they go outside, Neil drives away with their car. Harold is furious at Kumar for letting his car be stolen. He blames Kumar for all that has happened and decides not to talk with him. The two then come across a cop and try to report the stolen car, but the cops don't believe that a famous celebrity would steal a normal-looking car and begins to insult them. Harold unintentionally hits the cop while trying to punch Kumar, due to which he's arrested and taken to jail. While in jail, Harold sees Bradley, who has also been detained by the police. Bradley's pound of marijuana has been seized, and his mother takes him home. Shortly afterward, Kumar calls the cops and bluffs about some nearby killings, and when they leave, he arrives there to rescue Harold. There, he notices Bradley's confiscated weed and takes it with him. The cops arrive soon after, but the two of them manage to run away. While running in the woods, they stumble across a cheetah that escaped from the zoo. To ensure that the cheetah doesn't attack them, they make the animals smoke some marijuana as well. They end up riding the cheetah in the hopes of getting to White Castle, but Harold is soon thrown off and knocked unconscious. There, he sees walking hamburgers, a White Castle, and a lot of marijuana leaves. He then shoots the arrogant cop who caught him and hooks up with Maria. However, when he wakes up, he finds out that Kumar is licking his face. Kumar then informs him that the cheetah took them the wrong direction and that Harold's laptop, which contained all of his work, has been smashed. Frustrated, the two decide to return home without eating burgers, but they soon notice their neighbors Goldstein and Rosenberg eating hot dogs and smiling. Harold says that he wants to be happy like them and decides to go to White Castle anyhow. The two men return to the convenience store and take the Extreme Punk's Bronco. As they race down the road, a cop recognizes the Bronco of Extreme guys and begins chasing them. To escape the officer, Harold and Kumar turn into the woods and suddenly stop at the cliff's edge. After they exit the Bronco, they're surprised to see White Castle below. Harold is terrified that the cops are after them and wants to leave, but Kumar makes a passionate speech about their entire adventure. According to him, it's not just about the hamburgers anymore. It's about living in America and being able to pursue any dream. And for them, getting to White Castle is that dream. The two then notice a hang glider on the Bronco's roof. Then, as the sun is rising, they leap down the mountain. They fall directly in front of the White Castle after colliding with a tree. Then, the two friends walk in and order 30 hamburgers each, along with 4 orders of fries and 4 sodas, only to realize that they're out of money. Luckily for them, Neil notices them and says sorry for stealing the car yesterday. He then hands Harold his car keys back. He says he'll cover their meal costs and adds another $200 for the love stains he made in the rear of his car. Finally, Harold and Kumar enjoy a big, delicious meal. After finishing the meal, the two stoners decide that they'll change their life. Kumar says he'll go to med school and attend his interview that day. He had always feared of becoming a doctor like his father and brother, but now he realized that there are worse things in the world that can happen to a person. Just then, Harold notices his coworkers JD and Billy walking in with two women after partying all night. Seeing this, Harold gets extremely angry because the two lied to him about being at a client meeting. He then stands up for himself and informs them that he will no longer be doing their work for them. He also threatens to report to the boss if they continue to harass him. Following this, Harold and Kumar leave White Castle, and Harold declares that he will ask Maria out once he returns back to their apartment. At home, they're getting off the elevator when Maria gets on, so Kumar compels Harold to join her back down. Harold initially gets nervous and can't speak anything, but he somehow musters up all his courage and tells her that the best part of his day is the 10 seconds he gets to spend with her in the elevator. He then confesses his feelings about how much he likes her, and the two kiss each other. However, Maria informs Harold that he'll have to wait for her because she's leaving for Amsterdam and will return in 10 days. The two then bid their goodbyes as Maria departs. Harold rides the elevator back up where Kumar meets him and asks what happened. Harold reveals that they kissed, but she's leaving for Amsterdam in 10 days. Kumar warns him that leaving a hot girl like that in Amsterdam for 10 days is the kiss of death, and she may return with another man. The film then concludes with Kumar convincing Harold to travel to Amsterdam, reminding him that weed is legal in the Netherlands. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.